So we have basically had 3 days of non-stop rain. It has been so miserable, and the dogs have been cooped up inside, so now they're a little cranky. But I think the rain is done. So this is my goal for today, because of course I have to go out of town for work tomorrow for a couple of days. Then Chris's parents are coming to town, so we're gonna do some sightseeing and things. And as you saw in that video, chickens are huge and need their space. Of course, the directions are on the very bottom, underneath everything. So here's my original one, which I think, like I said, I'm still going to keep this one. And I think I'm going to take that run that went with the blue one and attach it to the front of this. And again, just have it as kind of temporary housing as I work. And then I guess I was originally thinking of putting it there, but of course Chris's bucket is there. I don't want it to block the window, and it probably can't block whatever this is. I don't even know what that is, but I'm guessing it can't block that. So I may, well, I was going to say I could build the whole kennel except for the front, and then we could slide it into place after Chris moves this. All right, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, pretty easy assembly to this thing. Chris is going to come over and move this bucket. I should probably move this stuff so he can get in here. Then I can't put it back into place till I put hardware cloth along the back. So yeah, gotta figure out that. But now I gotta go take lunch, so I'm gonna take a little hiatus. Alright, I can't put it back as far as it'll go because I have to get back there to put the hardware cloth on. So I gotta give myself some space to do that. But I can get the rest of it built here. So I bought anchors, but now that I look at this, I'm really not sure how the anchors are going to work. I bought 4 for the 4 corners. But they're in the back of Chris's truck and he just left. So, can't do that now anyway. I just have to decide if I can put the hardware cloth on before the anchors. I'm going to have to do that back regardless. So, I think what I'm going to do is put the hardware cloth on that back panel. I just measured it. It's like 4 feet 10 inches. So I think I'm just going to use a 2-foot piece and a 3-foot piece on the back. Maybe not. I need to think about this, but anyway, maybe I'll just, so I'm going to get 2, well, I have to measure to see how much total I need, but 2 rows of 3-foot hardware cloth, because I'm going to dig down a foot and bury it a foot, and then I'm going to get cinder blocks to go along the outside to try to prevent digging from the outside. And I can't put the front on yet because we need to get the coop in before I completely enclose it, because the coop is about 43 inches. So I think what's going to have to happen is the coop is probably going to come pretty close to this back end so that their ramp, this is what I have to figure out. Maybe actually, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I think maybe when Chris gets home, I'm going to turn this and run it horizontally along the house. That's exactly what I'm going to do, because then I can use the house as an additional windbreak for the coop, and then I'll be able to get to the next nesting boxes better. I'll be able to get to the cleaning tray better. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So good. So really then, the hardware cloth that's going to go along the house is going to go on this side. All right, but I have to stop now anyway, because we got to get the coop in, and I got to finish the coop and some other chores to do. So maybe I'll pick back up with this today, but at least as soon as I finish the coop is ready to come in, then I can finish the enclosure, and hopefully by the weekend we can get the chickens inside. Fingers crossed. All right, finishing up with this mutilated chicken coop. I ended up taking both nesting box off the sides. So all this is really going to be used for is for them to sleep. I am going to adjust. Both of these roosting bars were at this ground level. I'm going to raise up, since there aren't nesting boxes there now, I'm going to raise up one of the roosting bars, and I'm going to put hinges on this back side so that this door, which right now it's kind of weird to me, right? It just kind of snaps in there. I don't particularly like that, so I think I'm going to put hinges so I can just slide it down when I want to get in there to clean. And then I'm going to put a better locking mechanism than this. Better locking mechanism. And I have to do some of the caulking around the pieces that fell apart to kind of shore up the edges a little bit. But then it should be ready to move outside tomorrow. All right, today is the day to finish up this chicken coop and get the chicks moved in. It is time. So here is the completed, we'll call this temporary chicken coop. I got it finished a couple of days ago. The girls moved in about 3 days ago. I laid hardware cloth, which you can kind of see there by the blocks. Laid hardware cloth and covered with dirt, and then put my cement blocks with some chicken-friendly flowers that, of course, the dogs have already managed to somewhat mangle. But this is just, again, to keep from digging predators. I still have one slate addition, which is an owl decoy to bring out. Haven't seen any hawks around, but I'm sure there are. But the girls seem to be pretty happy. They have been making their way into the coop. I had to help them the very first night, but I think I just tried to help them a little too early. But now every night I come in after the sun has set, or come out after the sun has set, and they're in their coop, and just have to lock them in. I think tomorrow, or definitely over the weekend, have to clean out that coop where they've been sleeping. As you can see along their little ladder going up, they're pretty messy, but seem to be much happier out here than they were in that cramped little brooder. First hike of the season. I'm not even going to use the M word. It's kind of chilly. We came up to Veedauwoo. I can't remember, what is this, 4 miles, about 4 miles. But we decided to take a break from all of our projects around the homestead and enjoy one of the reasons we moved to Wyoming.
Yeah. And I'm going out of town for work tomorrow for a week, and so Kim can do all the projects she wants at home while I'm not here.
I do have plans.